In a four-cornered battle in Tripura, the Bharatiya Janata Party turned victorious in the semi-final elections of Tripura. Out of the 331 seats that were up for polls, the Saffron camp swept 329 of the urban local body poll seats. CPIM won 3, TMC and TIPRA won 1 each. Here's the news report. An emphatic BJP victory in a high-stakes civic poll in which BJP and TMC crossed swords. After a spate of pre-poll violence and fierce court battles, BJP has registered a massive landslide in Tripura. It is all but Khala Shesh for TMC, which ended up with a measly 1 seat. The BJP victory was most pronounced in capital Agartala, where the BJP swept all 51 seats and opposition TMC and CPM failed to open their accounts. BJP also clinched 13 other urban local bodies and won unopposed in 112 seats. It was the first civic election that BJP contested in the state after coming to power in Tripura in 2018. After the big jolt to TMC's pan-India expansion plan, the party alleged widespread rigging by the BJP, claiming its voters were not allowed to vote.
না এটা পরাজয় হচ্ছে সন্ত্রাসের কাছে হিংসার কাছে জবরদস্তির কাছে আমরা অনেকভাবে চেষ্টা করা সত্ত্বেও একটা ফ্রি অ্যান্ড ফেয়ার নির্বাচন হলো না কিন্তু ভোটাররা পৌঁছতে পারেনি গুন্ডাদের দাপটে আর ওদের ভোটাররা একচেটিয়া করেছে পরে বুথগুলো দখলে চলে গিয়েছিল
Meanwhile, TMC MP Abhishek Banerjee said it was exceptional for the party to emerge as the principal opposition in the state with more than 20% vote share.
Pratima Bhaumik, BJP Union Minister, stated that this is the best reply that the people of Agartala gave to the opposition. The opposition, including the Trinamool Congress, claims that there was ample rigging, and Abhishek Banerjee states that they have become the principal opposition in the state and Khala is on. However, the left claims that how has the Trinamool Congress termed itself to be the principal opposition as it has only done fairly well in bits and parts of Agartala, not throughout the state.
But the massive win for the BJP will be a big morale booster ahead of the 2023 assembly polls. With Suryagni Roy, Bureau Report, India Today. With the Omicron threat looming large, Centre has issued advisory to different states to ready their action plan in case of any contingencies. Maharashtra, Karnataka have ramped up testing, and here's more on that.
India is ramping up COVID fight. Just as daily cases in India dip to less than 10,000 a day, a brand new threat stalks the world. Omicron, a new, more infectious COVID variant with possible vaccine-dodging capabilities. Amid looming threat, the centre issued an advisory to states on action plan. The letter from Health Secretary Rajesh Bhushan says states must monitor hotspots, putting international flyers from at-risk nations to screening and 14-day mandatory quarantine. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal wrote to Prime Minister Modi calling for a ban on flights from countries affected by the new variant.
दिल्ली के तमाम अस्पतालों और तमाम सार्वजनिक स्थलों पर कोविड प्रोटोकॉल को पूरी तरह से पालन करने का सख्त आदेश जो है वो दिया गया है। दिल्ली के राज्यपाल अनिल बैजल की तरफ से अहम बैठक की गई जिसमें दिल्ली के मुख्य सचिव, पुलिस आयुक्त और तमाम वरिष्ठ अधिकारी भी शामिल हुए और इसके साथ साथ ये फैसला लिया गया कि तमाम जो सार्वजनिक स्थल हैं और बाजार हैं उनमें कोविड नियमों का सख्ती से पालन किया जाए।
In Maharashtra, the Municipal Corporation of Greater Mumbai announced mandatory testing for select international passengers and strict penalty for violators.
जो प्रवासी आ रहे उनको जो दक्षिण अफ्रीका हो या दूसरे देश से आते कंट्री से तो उनको जीनोम सीक्वेंसिंग का चेक करना पड़ेगा। उसके बाद जो हमारे देश में आते तो उनको क्वारंटाइन करके वो सब चेकिंग होने के बाद ही छोड़ा जाएगा।
After a brief scare over 2 people testing positive on arrival in Bengaluru, Karnataka has scaled up testing too.
All these tests we have sent to our labs, genomic sequencing labs. We are awaiting those results in another 5 to 6 days. Then I think we'll be able to tell you what kind of a strain is this. But we are definitely concerned with the new Omicron variant.
Chief Minister of Bihar and Madhya Pradesh too chaired meetings to discuss the threat of the new variant.
Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan today called a meeting at CM residence on new COVID variant. Officers informed the Chief Minister that as of now, there is not a single case of COVID new Omicron variant in Madhya Pradesh. But as a precaution, state government has taken few decisions today in this meeting held by the Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan.
Will the new variant bring back fresh lockdown and derail the road to recovery? Bureau Report, India Today.
With the winter session starting on Monday, the opposition is looking for issues to corner the government. The issue of MSP, inflation, fuel price hike and COVID-19 are all on the opposition's list as they were raised during the all-party meeting on Sunday. But cracks in the opposition are already starting to show. TMC is going to skip the opposition meeting on Monday. Here's more on that. Winter storm in Parliament, set to make the latest session a tumultuous affair. The tone and tenor set with the all-party meet, which saw attendance from 31 parties. It saw a big reach out by the Modi government to the opposition seeking smooth running of the House and passage of key bills. But with crucial state polls coming, the opposition is unlikely to oblige.
बिना डिसरप्शन सदन चले, सदन का कार्यवाही चले, यही हमने रिक्वेस्ट अपोजिशन से किया है। सभी अपोजिशन हमको आश्वस्त भी किया है कि हम पूरा कोऑपरेट करेंगे और इस बार और ज़्यादा प्रोडक्टिव सदन होगा, सेशन होगा, ऐसे सरकार का उम्मीद है।
Aims to push through 26 bills, including one of repeal of farm laws and another on crypto norms. But the opposition will aim to take credit for repeal of farm laws and mount pressure to bring law for MSP. Congress is seeking condolence resolution in the House, along with compensation for farmers who lost their lives during the year-long protests. The opposition also made an issue of the Prime Minister skipping the all-party meet.
सभी पार्टियों ने ये डिमांड किया, खास करके जो किसानों का मुद्दा है, एमएसपी और इलेक्ट्रिकल बिल, इसके बारे में सरकार तुरंत एक्शन लेना चाहिए और एमएसपी के बारे में एक कानून बनाना चाहिए। हम ये अपेक्षा कर रहे थे कि प्राइम मिनिस्टर आएंगे और कुछ नई बातें उन्हें बताएंगे।
But the opposition itself seems to be a divided house. TMC decided to skip opposition unity meet called by the Congress on Monday.
No, TMC is not participating tomorrow because Trinamool Congress itself is trying to emerge as one of the most important opposition party, for which we have a National Working Committee meeting on 29th at 3 p.m. in Kolkata.
In Lok Sabha, we have been recognized as the largest opposition party, and in the Rajya Sabha, we have been recognized as the opposition party. So, leader of the opposition party belongs to the Congress party. It does not depend upon the whims and fancy of the TMC party.
The 3-hour-long meeting also saw Sanjay Singh of the Aam Aadmi Party walk out, stating the government wasn't really listening.
यहाँ पर ये हालत है कि किसी भी सदस्य को बोलने नहीं देते, किसी को अपनी बात रखने नहीं देते। मैं किसानों का मुद्दा उठा रहा था, मैंने साफ तौर पे कहा कि भाई एमएसपी की गारंटी का कानून इसी सत्र में लेके आइए। आप लोग जिन्ना जिन्ना करते घूम रहे हैं, किसान गन्ना गन्ना कर रहा है, आप कुछ सुनने को मानने को तैयार नहीं है।
The Modi government wants to start the winter session of Parliament on the right note by setting things right by repealing the farm bills. But even the opposition wants to milk the issue, saying the government was under pressure. While both are eyeing UP as well as Punjab polls, some of the key states going to assembly elections in a couple of months from now, the fact remains, as far as the government is concerned, they may have comfortable numbers. Meanwhile, the opposition remains a divided house. However, fireworks are expected in the next few days. With camera person Anil Jaiswal, this is Kamaljeet Sandhu in Delhi for India Today.
Heavy rains continue to lash several parts of Tamil Nadu, including Chennai and adjoining districts. Incessant rains have battered the state and caused widespread damage to crops, buildings and roads. It has also led to waterlogging and flooding in several areas. Here's a news report.
Waterlogging on roads, flooded streets, citizens wading in knee-deep waters. Tamil Nadu yet again suffers rain pain. Continuous rainfall over the last 3 days has brought parts of Tamil Nadu on its knees. Traffic was at snail's pace, with vehicles struggling in flooded arterial roads. T Nagar, the shopping hotspot of Chennai, was one of the worst affected areas in the capital city.
The unfortunate part is that after several days of rainfall, this is the present condition of the roads. There are potholes in several locations, and unfortunately, most of them are not yet covered. Public are finding it very difficult to actually ply through these roads. And unfortunate part is that even though the road is blocked for public not to go, they are doing so. This is what the authorities requested them not to do so, to avoid untoward accidents or incidents.
The situation is likely to worsen as IMD has issued a red alert for 12 districts across the state. Chennai, Chengalpettu, Puducherry, Kanyakumari and Tirunelveli districts are bracing for more rain. Very heavy rainfall accompanied with thunderstorms is also predicted across the coastal regions of Puducherry and isolated places in Thoothukudi and Ramanathapuram in Tamil Nadu. Educational institutions were shut for at least 3 days amidst fear of a 2015-like deluge being on the cards again. The state government fears the incessant rainfall will complicate its flood management plans.
The November figures of rain is very near touching 1000 mm in November. So it has happened only 4 times in his recorded history from 1908 onwards. 2005, 2015. So if there is one more spell of rain today or tonight, we will cross the figure of 2015 rains.
There is little respite for Chennai from the rain misery which has become an annual affair.
On 30th, another low pressure system is expected around Andaman, and its movements will be determined in the coming days. With Vivian, Pramod Madhav for India Today.
Protests were held against Priyanka Gandhi in Lucknow. Protesters from Rajasthan staged a dharna outside Priyanka's Lucknow residence, demanding unemployment allowances promised by the Congress in 2018 before the Rajasthan Assembly polls. Here's the news report.
प्रियंका गांधी जी से गुजारिश करते हैं कि हम महिलाएं हैं और महिलाओं की न्याय प्रियंका जी के हाथ में है.
Unfulfilled political promises and cry for employment in Rajasthan, causing embarrassment for Priyanka Gandhi Vadra. Job seekers from Rajasthan under Ashok Gehlot-led Congress government landed up at the house of Congress General Secretary Priyanka Gandhi's Lucknow home. Seeking the jobs and unemployment allowances promised by Congress in 2018, travelling close to 900 kilometers.
हमारी मांग वहाँ सुनाई नहीं करी, इसलिए हम लखनऊ आए.
गहलोत सरकार ने हमसे वार्ता भी नहीं की है और ना ही वो हमसे कोई बात को लेकर समझौता किया है.
Protesters claim the Gehlot government has not delivered on 13 poll promises like probe into paper leaks of teachers' recruitment exam and sub-inspector recruitment exam. They seek hiring of teachers, nurses in Rajasthan hospitals and 75 job quota for locals.
ये वो महिलाएं और शिक्षक अभ्यर्थी हैं, चाहे नर्सिंग के हों, सभी तरीके के वो अभ्यर्थी हैं या जिन्होंने भी किसी परीक्षा के लिए दिया हुआ है लेकिन रोजगार नहीं मिल रहा है। ऐसे में राजस्थान सरकार से इनकी मांग है, जब वहां पर सुनवाई नहीं हुई है, जिसके बाद ये उत्तर प्रदेश की राजधानी लखनऊ पहुंचे और इनका मानना है कि कांग्रेस की महासचिव प्रियंका गांधी वाड्रा से मिलेंगे और अपनी मांग को रखेंगे।
Hundreds of protesters from Rajasthan had first stage protest outside Congress office in Lucknow on Saturday before shifting to Priyanka's house, organizing makeshift unemployment market at the site as a mark of protest. With Ashish Srivastav in Lucknow, Bureau Report, India Today.